Hi everyone, thank you for coming. This is the second day of the QGIS Training BootCamp, and today our session is going to be about map making, how to create a beautiful map using QGIS. So Jesse is going to take us through that session. Jesse.
Yes, Chisa.
All right, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you so much. Can you see my screen?
We can see you.
You can see me, then what of my screen?
Not yet.
Let me admin. Let me just admit these guys in. I'm the host, then I share my screen. Then you can reclaim back the hostship.
All right.
Yeah, so you can now just reclaim back the hostship. Hi guys.
How are you?
Hello. Hi guys, are you getting me?
Yeah, we are getting you. Just start off.
Okay, let us start. So my name is Jesse.
Yes.
And today we are going to cover a few aspects of designing maps. And then we shall continue to our QGIS lab session, and then we shall design a simple map of our own. And then from there, we have decided to make a question and answer session from 7 to 7:30 p.m., where you can ask anything as regards to the training or any question you have. Yeah, so I think I can dive into the session. So as you all know that communication is a very crucial skill in every profession. Yeah, and so us as geospatial analysts, GIS, whatever, or surveyors, we always have a task at hand to represent spatial or geographical data. However, as you may notice, it is always not easy to represent such data, and then it requires you to have a number of skills to represent that data. So although you may think it is a simple task, actually it is not a task. It is a skill. And then I want to emphasize that we don't learn skills from class. Yeah, a skill is what? A skill is developed each and every day you practice. So here I have a simple video. I hope all of you know Messi.
Jesse. Oh, we can't hear the sound.
Yes, Chisa?
We can't hear the sound.
For the video, eh?
Yes.
Let me replay it, please.
And also we are requesting that maybe you can turn off your videos, because it reduces the bandwidth.
Okay,
Yes.
it's fine. My video is off.
Have you managed to share the, okay.
Yes, please, Chisa.
The sound, we are not hearing the sound.
You are not hearing, eh?
Yeah, you have to share the sound as well. I think down there on share screen, there should be an option of sharing the sound.
Well, anyway, I'm not interested in the sound. We can leave it as now. Eh?
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm actually interested in this video is to show you how this guy, Messi, is very skilled to score the from as far as you can see. I know. So as an example, I've shown you Messi, and you know Messi is a famous football player. And now we cannot say that it is his coach who helped him score. Of course, we know it is his hard work and practice that helped him to master such skills. So what am I arriving at? I just want to emphasize that a GIS skill is not taught in class. Rather, it is built on a personal level. The more you practice, the more you develop your skill. So today I'm going to cover a few aspects. Of course, I can't cover all, but I want to cover a few of them. Yeah. So the first thing is the symbology. So whenever you have a given data set to represent in a GIS, you should choose a given symbology to use. And of course, you don't just choose any symbology anyhow. So the first step is to find a common denominator of the data. For example, if you have gone and collected household data in Kampala, then the denominator of that data could be statistics about the ages of children, or you are collecting incomes of the people in Kampala, etc., etc. And actually, it is that denominator that helps us to get the title of our map. Yeah, so again, the next step is to find out what the denominator belongs to. Is it qualitative or it is quantitative data? And then from there, you can decide if it is qualitative, you can say, okay, let me use the methods for representing qualitative data. And rather, if it is quantitative, you can also use the methods for representing what? Qualitative data. So quantitative data may include income or population and such. And actually, this data can be described mathematically into mean, median, and other mathematical what? Aspects you may want. And actually, to best represent this data, we can use a color ramp of varying gradient. Yeah, like this one. I hope that is fine. And then I continue to qualitative data. So on the other hand, qualitative data is just descriptive and non-numeric. For example, if you went to Kampala still and delineated boundaries of watersheds in Kampala, you may have such data, but to best represent that data, it is advisable that you pick a color for each boundary of the watershed. And actually, if you showed such a map to the user should be able to differentiate between the various watersheds. And then, however, he should not attach more weight to the other watershed than the other, because all watersheds are of the same administrative area. So that suggests that you should choose a color scheme that is not shouting. Yeah. Let me show you this example. Let me use this. Where is my pointer? I need my pointer here. Okay, let me use a mouse. So as you see here, this is a very, very poor color scheme, you see? And even this is a very poor color scheme. You can see here, the red is actually shouting. And then here, this is a very, very dull color scheme, as you can see. So I'll continue to my next slide. So this is a very good color choice. As you can see, all our administrative areas have been given a color that is different from the other, but rather it's a very cool color scheme. I hope that is fine. Yeah, so a few more aspects I'd like to cover before we proceed to our lab session. Again, the purpose of the map. Of course, if you are doing any map, you are doing it for a given purpose. For example, you may be doing a map for putting in a newspaper, and then on such a map, there are aspects that you need to consider than the other. On the other hand, if you are doing a nautical chart that's going to be used for navigation, of course, you may be tasked to also put emphasis on other aspects of that map. So also the audience matters. So if you are doing a map, for example, for like primary school students, you are not supposed to complicate it a lot. And then on the other hand, if you are doing like a map to represent to professionals like surveyors, GIS experts, and what, of course, there are some terms that you should not leave out in that map, because these people already know the aspects of the map. I hope that is fine. Yeah, so the next thing we have to consider is the visual hierarchy in the layout. Of course, at any map, the title is the key feature on the map. Immediately, a person looks at your title, he should be able to know what you are representing. And then after the title, he should see the map, he should see that information. And then from there, they should look at the scale and they should be able to understand the map from those three aspects. So always make sure that whenever you are presenting a map, the title stands out, you've presented your data very well, and then the key can be clearly seen within that map. Yeah. Are we moving on smoothly? Yes, Chisa? Yes, Solomon?
Yes, I think everything is fine.
Okay, yeah, let me continue. So these are two examples I want to demonstrate. Are you seeing this map? This is a very poor map because the person who designed that map failed to organize the features. So look at the main content of the map, look at the symbol, look at the legend, look at the title. You know, he designed it poorly. But on the other hand, the same data has been organized this side. And as you can see here, he has an insert here. He has designed his main map here. There is a legend. And then there is also another insert. There is a text here and then another text here. So what am I deriving at? A poorly designed map cannot bring out the information you want. So the best skill you should always start at when you are doing the map is to plan and design. How am I going to represent my what? My different elements. Yeah. So, of course, every map should have the following elements: the title, the author, the legend, the date, the orientation, grids, and then a disclaimer, and then plus the metadata. Yeah, metadata includes data such as the coordinate system, how you collected the data, who made the map, and then a disclaimer may be a statement that you write on your map such that whoever uses that map, you are not at legal or you don't have any legal constraint over the consequences of that map. I hope that is fine. So, well, the other thing you should also think about, as I've said, you should always plan how your map should be. And then after planning, place your map elements there, stay back, look at them, and then continuously do editing and then make your map better. Yeah. So the one of the last things I want to cover is the legend. Of course, remember, a person will derive meaning of your map while they have looked at the legend. So you should always take keen interest in the legend. So for example, you may have a legend of numbers, and then you may want to round the numbers, like the way you see here, 0 to 15, or 0.1 to 15.2, whatever you should choose, you should have a particular reason why you are doing that. And then someone may decide to use 0 to 10, this dash, or another one may decide to use the two word, this two word. Yeah. Of course, another one may decide to start from the lowest value to the highest. And then the other one may decide to start from the highest to the lowest. Those are all aspects you should consider while designing a map. If you want the reader to start from the highest value while they are reading your map, of course, you should place your color ramp like that. And then ideally, if you want it the other way around, you should also ensure that you have placed your color ramp in an upside way manner. Yeah, I think I can continue to the next slide. The north arrow. Of course, a north arrow is not such important on a map. Actually, sometimes I look at people's maps and I see they have put all complicated scales like this. No, a scale is supposed to be not a scale, the north arrow. A north arrow is supposed to be something simple, and then it should not even attract attention on your map, just to show that this map is oriented in what? In this direction. Yeah. So the other aspect, you should always be aware and avoid excessive decoration of your map. So look at these two maps. Look at this text here. Look at the key. Look at this scale, you know. This is a very poor map. But on the other hand, the same data, someone has gone on to design a relatively better map. Of course, this is not the best they could design, but I can say it is better than this. Yeah, you know, I hope that is fine. Yeah, so at this step, from that few theoretical perspectives, I want us to make our map, you know. So this is a sample map I want to make. So assuming someone told you to make a presentation, and then you are going to share a map of schools in the West Nile, that alone, you are going to make a presentation, and in that presentation, you are going to show them the schools in the West Nile. How can you make such a map? Yeah, I'm going to use such a simple case to demonstrate to you how we make maps in QGIS. I've not included other aspects. I've only included the title, this north arrow, this key, and the scale bar. So your assignment will be to go back home and make a better map, which is better than this. Yeah, I hope I'm clear on your take home. Let me repeat it once more. You are going to go back home. We've already shared the data with you. And then you make sure that you make a map which is better than this. And then it has all the aspects, these aspects that we have talked about. Don't mind, some of them may not be necessary. For example, if you're just doing a map for presentation, you may not need to include grids or metadata. But on the other hand, if you are doing a map for like navigation, you may need to include a few aspects for the other. Yeah. So I think I'm going to dive to my QGIS and then show you how we can make such a map. Yes, Chisa?
Yes, just I think we can proceed.
We can proceed, eh?
Yes.
Okay.
Though
Yeah.
we have 2 questions.
Two questions
in the chat.
in the chat.
Yes. The first one is should the north arrow, from Tani Eric, that should the north arrow always face upwards, or it depends on the orientation of the map?
Well, Chisa, you can help me answer that, because I think ideally the north, well, even if we are doing a map, it is always oriented in that direction. I don't know. It's always oriented in that direction, you know? When you're in your QGIS software or another software and you are doing your map, whatever the upward side is facing, that is where the north is. I don't know how we can answer that.
Yes, I think you're correct as well.
So someone is asking the data we are going to use. Yeah, we sent the data. Chisa, talk about the data.
The data, I shared it in an earlier email at 8 in the morning. Data 2 folder. So there's a folder which is day 1, and then there's another folder for day 2. So day 1 has the presentations for, day 1 folder has the presentations that was for yesterday, and the video, the recording. Then I also shared another link for day 2 data, which we were supposed to actually download before the session.
Let me answer these 2 questions and then we move on.
All right.
Someone is asking what differentiates quantity and qualitative data in terms of representation. Of course, let me give you an example. If you had like the population density of Ugandan districts, that is qualitative data. And then if you want to represent a map of such data, your map should be able to show the different or the variation in the population density of each district at just a glance. And so you can use a color ramp or a color scheme of from blue to whatever you've chosen. And then on the other hand, if you have quantity data may be, actually, let me just use this example, just a map of Ugandan districts, just that. There you can just make a map which differentiates between each district. Like this is Kampala, this is Luweero, this is what. And by the user looking at that map, he should clearly be able to see that this is Kampala, this is Luweero, this is Wakiso, and they should not derive any other meaning other than that from your map. Yeah. Then lastly,
Okay.
Or someone is saying they have raised their hand. Okay.
Yes.
Lastly, I saw one question, but it is disappearing. I saw one question that it is disappearing. Chisa, help me. What is the use of the disclaimer? Oh, yeah. I have ever done a land cover classification map, and then the data I had was not that good, but we had to do a land cover classification. And I was sure that using my expertise and a particular method, the results I will get out of that classification will not be the best. But my client wanted me to use that data. So I had to put a disclaimer that I have gotten this data after being this and this and this and this, so that I am safe from my what? Professionally, I'm safe. I know what I have done. Yeah. On the other hand, you can also get data from a friend and you use it to create a map. You can also do a disclaimer that the data that has been used from this map has been gotten from so and so, such that for you, you are what? You are safe. Chisa, someone says they have raised their hand.
Yeah, let's just Lugamba Gerald. Let him. Gerald, you can ask your questions. I think then after that, just so you can go on with the demonstration.
Yes,
all right, thank you for the opportunity. And does the position of the arrow, the north arrow, matter? Because I saw it in the top left corner. That's why it's positioned. Some people place it here at the bottom of the map, others top right map. Thank you.
Okay, to answer you, that's why I said you should always plan your map. Remember the north arrow, we are not interested in the north arrow. When we look at your map, we just want to see the information it represents. We are not actually at any moment interested in the north arrow. So whether you place it anywhere, plan where to place it, but make sure where you place it, it doesn't attract attention. Just don't make it very big or very bulky. Yeah, hope that is fine. So
yes, thank you.
Yeah, let me continue to the QGIS session. We are going to answer all the other questions as we go on. Chisa, someone should please switch off the microphone. It's making an echo.
Kindly mute.
Thank you. So yesterday we had an over. Are you seeing my screen for QGIS?
Yes, yes.
UI. So
yes, please.
Yesterday we had an over QGIS, and then today I'm just going to show you how we can make such a simple map like this within QGIS. Remember, your assignment is to go on and improve this map. Yeah, that is your assignment. So what I do first, whenever I open my QGIS, I create a new project. So this project, I'll save it as here. Remember, we are going to create a map showing schools in West Nile. Schools in West Nile. So that is my project. And then the next thing I do is to set up my coordinate system, And since I know that West Nile is in the upper side of Uganda, so it's Act 1960, Zone 36. So the next thing I do is to import my layer. I'm going to import, let me import. Oh, initially when you open your this thing, it looks like this. There are many files. Yeah, but if you want to filter out the shape files, you click here, all files, and then select S3 shapefile. So here I have one. I'm going to input Ugandan districts, Ugandan schools. Let me input one by one because I want to demonstrate something. Let me input Ugandan districts.
Just say.
Yes, sir.
Just go a little bit slow.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Just go a little bit slow, how to import and things like that.
Okay, so I will click layer, I select add layer, and then I'm going to add a vector layer. I click here, I navigate to where I saved my data. I've saved it here on desktop, QGIS BootCamp, data. So there, by default, when you click, you will see something like this, all the files in the folder. So what you do, you click here and select S3 shapefile, this S3 shapefile. When you select S3 shapefile, you'll see the shapefiles in that folder. So we have 3 shapefiles, but I want to demonstrate something. I'm going to select one at a time, so you can just select all of them and add them. So when I add Ugandan districts, I click add. So at this stage, that shapefile is in a different coordinate system, and I have set my coordinate system as a different one. So the software is just trying to show me to transform this. There are a number of transformations to use. Yeah, so I'll click this and then say, okay. I hope that step is fine. I'll also go on and select Ugandan schools. I open and then I add. That one will not prompt me because they are in the same coordinate system. Then I'll go on and select West Nile and then I add and then I say add. So the person who created this shapefile for West Nile, they put it in Act 1960, Zone 36 North. So, of course, it's not its correct coordinate system. It ought to be in zone. Actually, they put in 36 South. It ought to be in 36 North. So, but since it was done in a GIS system, the system will place it where it is supposed to be, as you see here. You know? So I want to demonstrate something here. So how we display our data in GIS is points up and then lines next and then the polygons down. So I can drag my schools and put them up, as you can see. So, and then I click Ugandan districts and then I zoom to layer. Chisa, should I continue?
Yes, Jason.
Thank you. So at this instance, I have three shapefiles.
Yes,
Excuse
sir.
me.
Who, Alex? Yes.
Yes, I beg your pardon on the way you added the vector data and the raster. I have the map.
I have not yet added any raster data. This is my vector data. Eh?
Yes, but we have the map, but I can see yours is having some various added data, which I don't have in mind. I just have a plain map of Uganda.
Oh, go on and add the other vector files. Eh? We have Uganda schools, Uganda districts, and then West Nile. There are three of them. Eh?
Yes, we add them at once.
You can add them at once. It doesn't do any harm. Thank you. So remember, we are going to make a map of West Nile showing what? Schools in West Nile. Simple map like that. So without wasting time, the first thing I'm going to do is to clip out the schools of West Nile. So to do that, I'll come to vector geoprocessing and then clip. My input layer will be Ugandan schools, and then I'll use the outline of West Nile to clip. Then I'll save this to file. I'll save it here. Yeah, let me create a new folder here, and then I call it shapefile. Shapefiles. So I'm going to call this West Nile schools. Yeah, and then select this, open output file after running this algorithm, and then say run. Yeah. At this stage, I can unpick the Ugandan schools. I no longer need them. The next step I'm going to...
I have a question here.
Yeah. Ask.
I need to know why we are clipping.
Oh, why we are clipping?
Yes, but you left me. I don't know how you started saving, and I remained at this part of looking for this part of clip.
Oh, okay. Let me come back. Eh? We have a layer of Ugandan schools. This is the layer. This is the layer of Ugandan schools. Eh? The schools in Uganda. But rather, we want our map to show the schools in West Nile. And then we have the boundary for West Nile. Placing it here, the boundary, the administrative boundary for West Nile is here. And then we want to be able to clip out only out the schools in our area of interest. Are you good to go there?
Yes. Together.
So you have vector geoprocessing, vector geoprocessing, and then clip. Are we together? I need to get your feedback on this. You move faster.
Yeah, we're together.
Then select Ugandan schools as the input
Yes.
layer, and then we are going to clip using West Nile.
Okay.
You can just run this and then save it to virtual memory, but rather it's a good practice to click here and save to file.
Okay.
Are we fine? When you
Yes.
click save to file, it will take you somewhere, and then you give it name. I'll just use name, and then say save. After,
Okay.
make sure that this is ticked opening at the output file. If you don't click it, no problem. You can open it later. And then say run.
Okay.
And then, yeah, since I have called it name, it's here. You see it?
Yeah.
But I'm
Jesse?
going to remove this. Yes, Chisa?
Thank you very much. I think where you've reached, it's really a good step. Though I think there's just one question in the group, in the chat. Kindly show us how to transform from one coordinate system to another using the shapefile of West Nile. So I'm wondering, did you have different coordinate systems before? All of them were the same coordinate systems?
No, they were not of the same coordinate system, but let me show
Yes.
us how we can transform it.
Yeah, like how you did it. Look, since,
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Chisa, I've not gotten you. When I was importing the data.
Yes, were the data set for the West Nile boundary and maybe the one for Uganda, were they of different coordinate systems or they were all the same?
No, they were different.
Yes, then show maybe how you did the transformation.
Actually, I came to layer, add vector layer. Let me just bring that to West Nile.
Yes.
When I open it here, and then I click add, remember, it has captured the, okay. Bear with me. It has now captured the transformation.
Yeah.
Let me just open a new window tentatively. But okay, this is what I'm saying as the new window is opening. This data set was collected in another coordinate system. So when I import it into my QGIS, this GIS system will recognize the version of the coordinate system version. And then it will say, Jesse, you've already set this coordinate system you've already set the project coordinate system. So I want to transform from this or this, from geodesy or some of the in my project, transformations, whatever, and then you can select one of the options and then transform it. It's not a big deal. It won't change anything of your data. Chisa, help me regulate the chat as I show this step. So just look here on the screen, layer, add vector layer, then here, then West Nile, sorry. A moment. Okay, yeah. Then West Nile, then open. So here is what I was telling you. Of course, when you click on one at a time, you'll see that some actually not in your area of study, as you can see. Chisa. Chisa.
Yes, Jesse.
I need your response on this.
Yes.
The person who collected this data set collected it in a coordinate system, which is ARC 1960, zone 36 south. Though West Nile is in the north, we all know that.
Yes.
So, and then here they are just showing us options to convert from zone 36 north to WGS 84, which I set as my project coordinate, which I set as my project coordinate system. You get it?
Yes.
But rather, you will see that this one is actually out. Are you seeing where it starts from here?
Yes.
And even this one, and even that one. So this is the right what transformation I ought to use. Are we fine at that?
Okay.
Should I continue to where I were before here?
I think you can continue.
Yeah, you just have to press OK, and then you add, and then you'll be good to go. I need to close this. Yeah. I'm seeing 15 in the chat. Is there any question you have not answered?
I think someone was asking how to add the layers. So I think as you're going through, you just demonstrate that.
Oh, I've shown them how to add layers. Okay.
Yes.
You come to layer, add layer, and then add a vector layer, and then select the layer, Ugandan schools, open, and then add, and then close. Okay, we shall continue. So at this stage, I have the West Nile, I have the schools, but then I would also be interested in knowing what are the districts in the West Nile, you know? So I have a data set for Uganda districts. It's here. It's here. So what I do is that I bring it below this one, and then I right click on West Nile. I select properties. I come to symbology, it's a single symbol. And you should be having this symbol. And then you say apply, and then you say okay. So I hope I've not rushed there. I'll demonstrate that once again. I select the West Nile, right click, properties. It's already a single symbol, and then I come here and then I select the red one, this red symbol, and then I say apply. Why? I want to see what are the districts in the West Nile, you know? So the next step is I want to extract the districts in the West Nile. Of course, there are various ways to do that, but today I'm going to show you one way. I don't want to clip because we've already clipped. Today, I want to show you a different way. So you see this here, this plus, it is used to zoom in. So you can click here and then use it to zoom in here, somewhere like this. I hope that is fine. Yes, Chisa?
So I think it's okay.
It's okay.
Yes.
So since I want to select from Ugandan districts and click this layer, Ugandan districts. And then here, there is a toolbar, there is something called select. I'll click here, select features by single click. So I will select my first district. As you see, it changes to yellow color. However, when I select another district, the other one is unselected. So if I want to select multiple districts, I press Ctrl and then I select without removing my hand on the control button of my computer. Are you seeing that? 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 Chisa. Yes, Chisa?
Yes, yes. I think it's okay. You continue. In case there's any question, I'll always chip in.
Thank you. So the next thing here is to export this data, the districts in the West Nile as a shapefile. So what I do is I right click on this at the Ugandan district. I say export and then save selected feature as. There are many options: save feature, save selected, save layer definition, and then save the selected feature as. I click this, and then I select where I'm going to save them, and then save file. I'll say West Nile districts. you know. Actually here, I can change the coordinate system straight away. I can change it from here. You see this? Since it is in WGS 84, I can project it here into Arc 1960, zone 36 north, and then I press OK. I hope that is fine. Yeah. And then tick this, add saved file to map. You don't have to worry. If you don't tick it, you can add it later. And then say OK. And remove this, you can add layers. And then at this stage, you will notice that I have the districts in the West Nile as a shapefile.
Just
Yes, please.
one thing. Someone is
Okay.
saying they can't see the select but icon. Just
Oh,
maybe show where it is.
are you seeing where my cursor is?
Yes.
Right click there, and then you will see the selection toolbar. Sometimes it is disabled. It's not here. So right click here, and then select the selection toolbar. Or at times it is somewhere like here. Or at times it is hidden somewhere like here. Or at times it is hidden somewhere like here. You know, or at you know. Thank
Yes.
you.
So which one
Are we
is
good
used for selecting?
Yes, please.
Which one did you use for selecting?
This one. This one.
All right.
Then you select this one.
Yes.
Actually, after selecting, you can also use this one to select. You see this one? Let me see. This one to deselect. Okay. There is no plan. So let us continue.
Yes. Yes. Continue.
Yeah. So at this stage, I have my I have West Nile district, West Nile districts, and then West Nile schools. Actually, at this stage, I can remove the Ugandan schools. I don't need them. I can remove the Ugandan districts. I don't need them. But always remember, save. You can press Ctrl S or you click this. Yeah. And then I can click West Nile, and then I click down. No, actually, let me put it here. Then I click right click, West Nile districts, zoom to layer. Yeah. So remember, my map looks like this. This is my map. So I'm almost done. Yeah. So I'm almost done. A few things to go. So first thing first is that I'm going to the West Nile districts, and then I change the symbology. I select properties. I'll select single symbol, and then I'll come to these color ramps. Actually, they're not color ramps, to these various colors. And then I pick a color which best suits this. If I am not interested in that, I'll click simple fill. You see that? And then I come here to fill color. I select here, then I have multiple color to choose from. You can choose any color you want. Let me just choose this one. Let me just choose this, and then I say okay. Then I say apply. Are you seeing how it has changed color? I can still change this stroke color. Let me just use a weird color, yellow or red. Let me just use red. Red, and then you see apply. Are you seeing how my stroke is changing to red? You can use this stroke width to increase and reduce the size of the stroke. It is now 0.6. I'll use 1, and then you see how it will look like. Are you seeing how it is changing? You know? Yeah. But rather, I'm not interested in any of that. I was just demonstrating to you what we can do. So I'll click back properties, symbology, single symbol, simple fill. I have something I want to use here. I will select this one, and then I say apply. Yeah. So yeah. the next thing is that I want to apply symbology to my points here, my schools. So I'll click my schools, properties. I'll click single symbol still, simple marker. I can also change the color to black. Let me just use black and then see. Are you seeing how black is dull? It's not nice, eh? Yeah. I can use blue. Of course, we are not allowed to use blue apart from water. Blue is not nice, you know. I can look for a nice option. Eh? I can also change the size. Let me just put 10 and you see how the circle will be big. Are you seeing this? So I can put 1, then I apply. Are you seeing how it is very small? So at the end of the day, you should look for the best symbol that will best represent the school, you know? Yeah. And then let me try this. And then change a few things here and there. And then I say apply. Then I say, okay. Does it make some sense now? Yes, Chisa?
Yes, Jesse, you can continue.
Okay. So at that stage, I'm not going to go into symbology and map design, you know. Our sisters are than us, the men at this. For them, they can know which color is best for this and this. Allow me just stop there and then we proceed to other features I want to show you. So what I'm going to do actually, I can bring this down. I want this to be, let me bring this down. Yeah, let me remove this. Oh, I have removed West Nile districts. I have to add it back. I'm sorry. Layer, add layer, vector layer, shapefile, West Nile districts. Open, add, close, bring them down. Right click properties. Then I think I'll use this and then I say apply. Okay, remember to save. So for this West Nile, I want to use a black outline. So it's just a matter of saying properties. I can use this and change it to black. And then I say, okay. And then I apply. Of course, same thing, you can change the stroke. Let me just the stroke of 10 and then you see how it will look like. Are you seeing that? So it is not good. You can always, you should always choose the best stroke width. Yeah, let me use 1 and then I say apply. Are you seeing 1? Let me press OK. Actually, there is a best one I want to use. It's here. Then I say apply. Then I say OK. So here we are one step left. Remember I told you when you are doing a map, it should have a purpose. And the purpose of this map is to show the distribution of schools in the West Nile. And by just mere looking at this map, you can see that here schools are not distributed very well. Here they are well distributed. Here they are well distributed. Here well distributed. And we're not considering whether secondary or primary, yeah, but rather schools, you know. If you are interested in those other attributes, you can just click here and then open the attribute and then see what other information is included here, you know. Yeah, but for purposes of our demonstration, we shall stop here. And then the next aspect I want to introduce is labeling. Yeah? So I want us to be able to label these districts. They have various names. So I'll click here, then properties. You know, follow with me. Select labels, and then click here, select single labels. So this requires that you already open the attribute table and you know what each attribute column represents. So me, I know that to represent the names, I'll use this district name 2019. I'll just click it and then say apply. Are you seeing some names, but they are not nice? I need to do some formatting on them, you know? So I'll come here to text, and then I'll change my font. Because me, I like Arial. The style will remain regular, and then I'll say apply. They are not nice, yeah? Then remember, this is what we are aiming at, yeah. So they are not nice. So I'm going to add a buffer. Let me just add a buffer. I come here, buffer. You know, we have been at buffer, and then draw text buffer. Leave it at the default ones. Click apply. Look at that. Is it good? Let me see. Let me put it at 2, and then I see 2. Yeah. Can I leave it at 2 or 1? I don't know. Of course, it depends on what you want. You can even do it at 1.5 and see. You see? Yeah. And then you can actually make it bold and see, you know, as I told you, map making is a process. You master the skill, you know, you try bolding it and see. And then you can say, okay, I'm now good to go with my labels. Yeah. And then make sure that you save, always save, you know? Yeah. So Chisa, before I proceed further, I want to ask for any question before I proceed.
Do we have any questions? I've been seeing in the chat, there's no question.
Yes,
any
I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, Jesse, thank you very much for your presentation. I
Welcome.
want to ask, during clipping, the clipping operation,
Yes,
if,
please.
for example, I just want to clip out the map of Ubongi district from Ugandan districts, the overlay layer, I put Uganda or I put Ubongi? Which one comes first?
Is there this which is called Ubongi?
There's Ubongi, yes, there's Ubongi.
You know its spelling?
Ubongi,
Let me-
O-B.
Let me just put back the Ugandan here, and then I add, and then I close it. So I'll click properties. Okay, allow me to do this. This is somewhat. Allow me to do this for purposes of demonstration. So you want to extract Ubongi.
Ubongi district, yes.
So I'll open this table. Allow me this. Okay, this we shall cover later, not today. So I'll come here and then so fields and values, district name. What is the spelling O?
O-B is O-B-O-N-G-Y.
Obongi.
Yes.
This.
Exactly.
So I can just do a simple query like this. Oh, sorry. I opened the field calculator. I was supposed to open, select features using an expression, fields and value, district name, and then I click unique Obongi. This district name equals Obongi, and then I select that feature and I say close. Actually, it is here, you know. I just have to click here, then export, save selected feature as, yeah, and then you save it, Obongi. You see? Yeah. On the other hand, if you know where Obongi is, you can just use this, select it, and then export it. Yeah. Chisa. Yes, Chisa?
Any questions? Do we have any other questions?
Hello, Jesse.
Yes, please.
It looks like you didn't get my question very well.
Oh, sorry.
I was saying, yeah, when you clipping using the vector tool up
yes, please.
on the menu bar,
One.
vector, Then I go to yes.
Mm.
Your processing tools and yes.
Yes,
The
please.
input layer and the overlay layer, which one comes first?
So my
Ubongi
input
comes first or Uganda?
It is Uganda as the input.
Okay, okay.
And then you want to clip out. Okay, I don't have removed the Ubongi here. So this time I have web style. Or I want to clip out. This is my school's layer. And then if I had Ubongi here, you get it.
Okay, okay.
Are we at par?
Yeah, it's clear.
Thank you. We can proceed. So allow me to remove this, the Ugandan one.
Jesse,
Remy?
You have a question. Priscilla is asking, how do we undo something that you've done? And also Lubanga, his hand is up, so maybe he'll come after you've answered Priscilla's question.
First, repeat for me Priscilla's question.
How do we undo something that you've done?
What is undoing?
Like the Ctrl-Z undoing in GIS.
Well, it depends on what you are doing. Like you can't undo clipping, you can't. But even if you are entering data in an attribute table, you can undo and you can undo it. But then you can't undo clipping, you can't undo, maybe if I have selected this, and then I want to unselect, I can use this to deselect. But then undoing, maybe if I open this, and then I am adding data in here, like how you showed us yesterday, I can be able to, for example, I can delete this and then undo it, Control Z, the normal way. Yeah, Remy, I'll take the next question.
Okay, thank you. But maybe to add on what you said, Priscilla, if you were running an algorithm, like you said, clipping or running something, processing, and you made a mistake, you may have to redo the algorithm so that you correct it. So you have a couple of hands up. We have Engineer and Victor. So Engineer, would you like to ask?
Remy.
Yes, please.
Let them ask their question.
Yes, Engineer. Okay, Victor, you maybe you could go.
Good evening, everyone. I have a brief question to you, Jesse. Jesse, where do you get all this data from? In case I want data or let's say hospitals or whatever, where do I get the data from?
Thank you so much. So there is a respiratory called humanitarian data. Remy, you are in this position to explain that. Okay, let me explain that. There is a respiratory called HDX that, are you seeing my screen?
Yes, Jesse.
Let me just open Chrome here. Remy, as you talk about that, as I open.
Oh, well, there are very many sources of data collection. It could be a free source. You could also go to the field and collect your own data. You could collect your data from your computer, like I was illustrating yesterday. You can also download data from websites. There are open source websites that you can download from. Even in QGIS, you can download your data from OpenStreetMap. OpenStreetMap is a data source that you can always get data from. Just in case someone collected the data, you can get it for free. You can just download the data. Or you can just go to any organization, UBOS, NFA, and ask for the data.
So Remy, can they see my screen here?
Yes.
So that data we are using, I actually downloaded it from the UBOS guys here from this website. Just come here and then you say download layer. They'll give you options to download it, and then you'll download it. Are we good to go? Yeah, I think we are good to go. Our time is fast spent. So Now we are
Just-
going to make
just,
our map. Yes,
Remy?
yes, please.
I think there's just one question in the chat from Polycarp.
Hello?
If it is possible to click on a point, for example, now schools, you have a layer of schools within the GIS and you're able to check its name. I think that one you can easily answer.
Oh,
Demonstrate if you can, click on a point like the way we are seeing on your map and then show us the names or any
you
other
be able to
attributes on
see
it.
what it is.
Yes.
Oh, I know that too. Where is it?
It's an identify tool. I think it's not active.
I can't see. Oh, I can't see it here.
Not active.
What is its name again?
It's identify. That's the tool. The tool, of course, it's identify.
Chisa, I know that thing, but unfortunately.
The toolbar is called the toolbar. Activate the toolbar called attributes toolbar.
I don't have it.
You don't have the attributes toolbar?
Mm-mm.
It's when you right click on your space, there is toolbars, and then you'll see the attributes toolbar.
Well, I
click.
can't see it. I can't see it. Which
It's the
version are you having?
Attribute, the second toolbar. Attributes
Actually,
toolbar.
it's active. Actually.
Yeah. So if you don't see it, you can deactivate it and reactivate it so you can be able to see where it has gone.
Oh. I can't see it, man.
It's down.
Okay,
Down the
deactivate it and reactivate it. Toolbars, then the second one, the second attributes toolbar. Yes, deactivate it, then reactivate it so you can see where it has gone.
Where has it gone?
So now reactivate it.
Okay, just let me look on my screen. I can't see it.
Okay, but I think optimally you could
Here.
you
Here. Here.
oh yeah.
It's here. Let me just move it here. Yeah. So just click here and then oh. Thank you, Remy, so much.
Okay.
I think we are good to go. It was hidden somewhere here. You can move it anywhere you want. Let me bring it back. I want it here. Okay, guys, our time is fast spent. Yeah.
I had a question.
Okay, ask.
You can go on and ask.
I'm sorry if I've just joined in a few minutes back. I don't know whether I'm repeating someone I'd already asked, but I wanted to know how I can filter a certain place, like maybe Arua. And then I want to work on Arua. How do I filter it out?
You just want to filter it out, eh?
Mm.
Okay, to filter it out, you see that these districts, there's a district called Yumbe.
Mm.
That's what I'm going to filter for you, eh?
Okay,
You can use the same to filter Arua.
it's okay.
I read, remember you should open your attribution table and know which column represents the district. You get it, eh?
Mm.
So it is this. So I right click here, then open as using an expression. Select there, then click fields and values. Select that this attribute you are interested in, and then look for you are looking for Arua, But since we have Yumbe, I look for Yumbe and then click all unique. Or I can just click all unique. It will bring for me all the districts. And then I click Yumbe. Then this, I'll say district name equals Yumbe. I select the feature. I say close. I can actually bring my selection here on top. You see here, it has been selected. But I can bring it on top here, and actually it is highlighted here. Yeah. Thank you. Someone should unmute. So I think we are good to go.
Yes, this I think you can continue.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Okay, ask.
I didn't understand clipping. How do they clip? And yeah.
How we clip or why we clip?
It was how.
Yes, how it's done. And why
Okay. You open vector geoprocessing, clip. This input layer, for example, if I want to clip, this input layer should be the layer which has like Ugandan districts. You put it here. Ugandan schools, you put it here. Are we together? Yes, please.
Yes.
And then what I want to clip out, for example, with elephant. Of course, I don't have the Canada right here. You click here and then save file. You select name, like name. Are we fine?
Yes.
Thank you. So we are going to make our map in these few minutes left. So click projects, click new print layout. You select this, and then we are going to create a layout for our map. So you say, you give it a name. I'll call it map. Then I click OK. So when I click that, a new window opens. So we have various components of this window, but I can't handle all of them. So someone should mute, please. So map. When I click it, and I go here, I can be able to add my map to this space. Are you getting it? Yeah. But however, I told you that you should always plan. As you see, this map is oriented in this way. So it is better to put in a portrait orientation than a landscape orientation. Yeah. So that is why I was telling you, you should always plan for your map. So what I do, new print layout, I'll create another layout. I'll call it map 2. And then within that layout, I'll right click portrait properties and then change the orientation to portrait. Are we together? You right click, page properties, and then change it to portrait. You can actually change the page size here. I'll draw it here. Are we good to go? So, me, what I do first every time I import my map, of course, this is what I do. This is what I do. So, what I do first, I put a frame. You see, I go down, I put a frame, and then I make it I gave it a thickness of 0.5. As you can see, I have my map there. It is in a frame. So the next thing I do is work on the scale of my map. So you see this move icon, I click it, and then I move it. I move my map where I want. You can use your, yeah. So sometimes it is good to have a nice scale. So I will put my map on a scale. Let me see, 1 million. Oh, this is not a million actually. Yeah, this is a million. And then use this tool to place my map where I want it. You see? I hope that is fine. As I demonstrated, a title makes sense to your map. So the next thing I do is to click, you see this add label, this one, click it, and then draw here, something like that. And then to add a title, you come this side to where you see this lorem ipsum, and then you put your title. For example, my title is, let me just use a simple title. Schools in West Nile, you know, something like that. And then I'll just come here and select the font. You see here, this button, I click it. May I like Arial? And then I'll make it bold. And I'll change the size. Let me use something like 36, and then we see. Okay, I wrote souls, sorry. It needs to be schools. Schools. Okay, let me just say a map showing a map. Showing schools of West Nile. So I can do this. Yeah. The other thing I also want to do is that I put a frame on my title. And then I make sure I picture this frame like that. And then I also make this frame to have a thickness of 0.5. I think. So, and then I'm going back on my margin. This is exactly this line. So I want to have vertical spacing, both in the horizontal and in the vertical. So what I do, I click this, and then I come to the horizontal margin. The horizontal, let me just put 2. Are you seeing how it is moving? Let me put 4. Are you seeing how it is moving? Let me put 8. Let me put 9. I think 10 is fine. And then the vertical, I can put 1. Making is a skill. You practice it as time moves on. Eh? Yeah. Chisa.
Yes,
Chisa.
yes, Jesse. Yes.
Are we good to go?
Are you able to answer a few questions?
Yeah, let me answer a few before we go.
The first question was that when you move the map like that, for example, when you were playing with it, aren't you changing its actual location?
No, it is just the location. No. Actually, you are not. You know, we are just making a presentation to print out on a map. So you are just changing its location on this paper. On this paper. And actually, if I had, as you move this side, even the grid will be shifting. You know, if you move it this side, the grid will be this side. I don't, you know. Yeah. Another one, Chisa.
Another one from engineer is asking, as you move the map, the scale changes. Think then Is there a way of making the scale kept constant?
No, as you move the map, the scale doesn't change unless you use your mouse to zoom in and then zoom out. Of course, as you zoom in, like in normal picture, the map will bulge. Yeah? You get it? Eh? But you are just moving it. Let me show you. You are just moving it. Eh? You are not tampering with its size. You are just
it changed to 100877.
Yes, please.
It was, I think, 10,000, and then when we moved our map,
please.
it changed some digits.
When you move it, it does not change. But when you know, this is just a scale, eh? You know? Anyway. This is just a scale. You should not get worried of the scale, man. You know, it is just a scale, you know. Remember, we are representing schools. We are not interested. I don't know how I can explain this. Kisa, help me explain this, please.
And I think what he's asking is, as you're moving the map, most probably when you're zooming in and out, why is the scale changing? But also because of the scale at which you're representing. As you zoom in, also the scale has to change. It has to change. As you zoom out, also the scale has to keep on changing. That's why it's always important to include the scale bar at the final output that you've always come out with. For example, now the map that you're showing us right now, Jesse, if you decide that that's how you want it to be, then you'd also have to include the scale, the final scale that you have on the map. Yes. Then there's someone who was asking, how can Excel data be imported? I think that will be covered in the next session. Don't you think?
Okay. Yeah.
Yes. Then another one, how can grids be included in the final?
Oh, I will show you grids later. I'll show you grids later. Just remind me, Chisa, I'm going to show you grids.
Yes. Some of the questions, can you select one district and show the schools with their names?
Yes, but it would be rather congested. Eh? In a district, and then you show schools with their names, it will be congested.
Yeah, you're actually right, because it's actually one of the properties you have to consider. You have to decide what you have to name. You can't actually name everything, it will be overcrowded. So someone is also asking, how do you transform? Yeah, Sharifu is asking, how do you transform into print layout, especially extracting to print paper? I think he's asking how now you know, from the print layout, how you can go out and you have the PDF or, yes?
Yeah, we still have a few minutes to finish this. I'll show you all that. Eh? Let me, are we still having questions?
Yeah, one more.
Okay,
I think some of the questions, the questions have already, okay, they're going to be answered as we still continue. So there's just one more from Polycarp. He's asking, please demonstrate actually how you change from the portrait to landscape or landscape to portrait. Then also how to change paper sizes, A0, A3, like that, yeah.
I'll just minimize this. New print layout. I'll call it demo. And then after you right click here, right click in this space, and then save page properties. I can change to A3. This is A3. I can make it portrait, you know. I think I've answered that. Thank you.
Yes, you can now continue.
Okay, Chisa. So we are here. Look at this map. Let us try to put a legend. Eh? But before we put a legend, I want to put this enclosure. Of course, it's not a must that you should have this enclosure. This one, eh? You may choose or you may choose not to. But let me show you how you can do that. Me, I told you, if we make this map, my objective for this session will be done. It is just a simple map we are going to make. So you come here And as I feel you should practice, and you know what you should practice. So this export, you click it, and then come where I want to draw from, and then draw a text box like that. But remember, it is a text box. So you delete this text, you know, and then you scroll down, add the frame. I want to make my frames 0.5. I also don't know why. Yeah, you see that? But then one more thing you have to do is to drag this and bring it down. Why do I want to bring it down? I want it to be down so that I can be able to edit other features above it. Remember, I still have a number of features. I have to add my scale, my what, legend, and other things. Yeah. So at this stage, I have added that. And let me show you how we can add a legend. So the legend, you see this legend button here? This. You click it, and then draw where I want your legend to be. Are you seeing that legend? But it's not that nice. Remember, I told you the title, your presentation, and the legend, they should always stand out for your map at first glance. So what I do first, I come and I untick this auto update. So this one, I'll double click it and change it to schools. And then I go back. Then this one, I right click and then say West Nile region. Hope you're following. And then this one, I'll say, I just call it districts for demonstration, districts. And then I'll go back. So, but it is still not nice. So what I do, I scroll down and then I come to fonts. Before I come to fonts, I can include the title here, which is legend. Are you seeing that? Yeah. So I come to font, I change the title of the font. As I told you, I prefer Arial. Okay, I prefer Arial. I don't know why. And then I'll make it, let me make it 20 and I see. And then I'll make it bold. Then I see. Yeah. Then I will go to the item font. I'll still make it Arial. And I will not bold it. I'll just make it 16 and see. No. Let me make it a. Then one more thing I want to do, I go to this symbol. You see this symbol? I'll change the width to 10, and I'll also change the height to 10. Are you seeing that? I'm seeing how my map is now different. You see? But rather, yeah, I'm seeing how my map is different. You know? And I can actually include the frame, and then I make it of a thickness of 0.5. You know? Are you seeing how my map is different? You know? Yeah. Thank you. And then I can move it where I want it to be. Thank you. Chisa. Okay. Let us continue. I want to include that north arrow. This north arrow. So I will click here. I will click it. And then I click it like this. I'll draw it somewhere. And then I will look for an image that best represents the what? That orientation. Let me choose this. But remember, I told you that is bad. I need to choose a scale which is. Remember, actually, it should not be that big. Remember, it is just showing us direction. Eh? You can even choose to put it here, by the way, or here, depending on how you have planned your spaces on the map. Eh? Some people even put it here, you know? It doesn't matter where you put it. Just turn your map. Yeah. Then, I think if you want any text, just click here and then input the text. If you don't, you can delete that. Add a scale bar, you click here, add scale bar, and then draw where you want the scale bar to be. So it's here, but you can come here and edit it. I can use line ticks up. You can change the unit multiplier, you can change the scale units to yards, you can change to kilometers, you can change to whatever you want, you know. Of course, all of them we can't perfect today, you know. Yeah. Actually, but you can also come and change the what? I want to work on its font. It's something like, where is the font? Is it on display? Yes, you come to font. I told you I like Arial. Then let me try to make it 13 and see. Yeah, but you can also increase its size. Eh? Yeah, but it's still small. Okay.
Jesse?
Yes, Remy?
As you illustrate the fonts and sizes, you have a couple of questions that are related to that.
Thank you.
Someone is, I think it's about it's mostly in the legend. If I want the district to appear first in my legend, how can I do it? And then the other is asking how to resize the
you click on
icons.
this legend. You click on this legend, and then you click on this. You see these two arrows? You can move the districts up. But remember, I told you the first element that appears on your scale will attract the most attention. So if you put districts, it means you want your interest to be more on the districts than the other features, you know? But me, I want my first one to be schools. Yeah. Remy, the other one?
How do I resize the icons?
Oh, so you come here to symbol width. Remember, I think they were like this. I can even make it as big as I want. I can even make it 20 by 20, you know? But that is too big. May I want it to be 10 millimeters by 10. Yeah.
Okay. And then the other is, how do you add an inset on the map showing West Nile from the district map?
The other one
is, how do you add an inset, the inset map to the main map, showing maybe basically an inset map?
No, we can't do an inset map today. You know, it will take us another time, eh? But we can't do it today. Remember, we have only 30 minutes left and we still have other things to cover on this map. Eh? Yeah.
Okay, maybe if we have some time left, then we can tackle that.
Yes, please.
Okay, you can continue. Just.
Of course, it will be up to your participants to improve yours. I will not show you how you improve this, but you have to improve it and make it what? Better. Yeah, then what am I left with? Yes, everything is there. So to add the grids, I select this the outer one. Then I go down here. You see these thing grids? I click this and then I say add. I click this grid, I've added, and then I modify it. So remember, you would have set a coordinate system for your project. If you want to have your grids to have a different coordinate system than your project, you just select this and this. But me, I'll use my map coordinate system. Yeah. So you start. Let me see. You start putting intervals. Of course, many times we do a try and error. You know. Are you seeing? Many times we do a try and error. N2, N1. Yeah. You keep on varying these values of X to the amount of grids you want. Me, I'm just demonstrating here. So you can also change the line style. You can change its width. You can make it like 0.5. You can make it even 1. You can make it even, you know, you can make it 0.8. It depends on what you want. You can make it, let me make it 0.5. Yeah. You can even change its color. Some people like red. Yeah. But I leave it as black and then I'll go back. Yeah. Then after there, someone may be interested in a frame. You can use the zebra frame. You can use this, but me, I like to use the exterior ticks. Then after those exterior ticks, you can draw the coordinates. Are you seeing this? You draw the coordinates. Of course, for the left, you can change a few parameters here. You'll see them. You can make it vertical ascending, and then for the right, you can make it vertical descending. Further, you can change the coordinate precision to 0. I don't want. Yeah, I just want them to be like that. Yeah, and you can also work on the font. Let me show you from where. You know, I need to work on the yeah. Let me see a moment. Yeah, you click here, and then you click Aerial. You can board them. There is no harm. And then you can make them. I want to make them 8. Oh, I said 8, not 800. But some people want to make them 12. Yeah, something like that. And actually, when you are done doing that, you can actually change the grid type to solid, cross. Are you seeing these crosses or markers? Are you seeing these markers or just annotations on the outside? But what I want to emphasize here is you put grids, always remember to include metadata on which coordinate system that is, when did you create that data, because you never know who will want to use that data in the future. You know?
Jesse?
Yes.
I didn't want the questions to pile up, so
okay,
maybe we could answer them first. Piece itself asks, is it possible to add symbols manually like in AutoCAD?
Yes, you can, but okay, you can, but what you have to do, let me just copy this layer and then paste it here. You can click here, properties, symbology, and then let me see. Yeah, you can use a raster image and then import your image. Oh, which image am I having? Jesus. Let me just see. Yeah. Okay, allow me use this. It's not the best, but I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it. Just allow me use it. It is not the best, but I'm going to use it. Are you seeing this custom symbol I have imported? Remy?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, we can handle another question.
Okay, I don't know if he meant in the legend, like manually add a symbol in the legend, you know, like how in AutoCAD you create your own legend without being automated. But I think in QGIS it shows the layers and the symbols that you created in the layers on the other side, not in the map view. So here you're representing what you were creating on the other side. So adding as I don't think you can add a symbol manually in the map view of QGIS. Okay, so Polycarp Okelo is asking how can I remove a given item in the legend? I don't
in
want
the
this
legend,
to appear in the legend.
So you just click here. Make sure you've unticked auto update. Make sure you have unticked this. And then if you don't want West Nile to appear, just click it and then say minus. It won't appear. Another ready?
Abaho is asking, how can I make the grid stop on the frame of the map instead of covering the whole paper? Oh, I think you illustrated that. You use the ticks or the crosses, right? You illustrated that? Okay, so Generals is asking, is there a way the number of schools or districts or any element one is working with can be displayed on the legend except for the attribute table and typing manually?
Pardon?
She's asking, is there a way that you can count the number of items that you're displaying without going to the attribute table or typing them manually?
Remy, do you understand that?
Yes.
Answer her then,
Generals.
because I don't understand.
All right, can you go back to the other, not the map view, to the layer, whatever? Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Okay, you go to the schools. Yes, go to the schools. So for example, if you want to count the number of schools without going to the attribute table or writing them manually, you right click on it.
Yes.
Right click on it.
I have.
And then say show feature count. Show feature count.
Where are we?
The fourth. Check feature count. Show feature count. Yeah, perfect. So now you can see it in the attribute table. I mean, whatever in the when you in your legend, it can be able to show the number of the features in there.
Let me get back to my legend. I think I need to refresh. When I can't see them.
Refresh. Have you refreshed?
Yes, please.
Check this auto update in the legend.
I know I was supposed to.
Yeah, so and also if you don't want the other features in the legend to appear, say you have so many layers in your other side, you can check those small boxes below the legend items down. Yeah, those ones. If you only selected the features on the layers and the selected features are the only ones you wanted to appear, you could check those ones. Show only features that those two check boxes. So you will not keep removing the layers that you don't want to appear in the map. I don't know if I made sense. Yeah, so I don't think it's possible to manually add a symbol in the legend when you're doing the map view. Vivian is saying, I'm stuck with a layout that has no map. Help.
Oh, maybe we say
Yes, Jesse.
project layout new. Oh, she said she's stuck. She doesn't have a map.
Yes, I'm stuck with a layout that has no map. Help.
Let me help her this way. I'm going to create a new print layout. Let me call it map X. So you click this, add the map, and then draw there the map. But remember to have an active map here. So if your map is not active, let me see, then you'll have nothing.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
So, Jesse, maybe you could show her that tool that you used to draw to render the map on the layer. Maybe she didn't use it. She didn't outline the map.
This tool,
yeah, that one.
Map? Yes, you just click it and then add map and then. Oh, remember I had unticked these maps. Sorry. So this. And then I'll use this refresh.
Okay. So okay. Duncan wants, I would like him to show us that because his grids go behind the map frame, even when you change the symbology. Just were your grids moving back the map, or maybe you could illustrate, maybe you could redo the grid thing, how you change from sticks to crosses to lines.
Thank you, Remy. I'll be glad to. So, yeah. So, a moment. You select this, the outermost one, and then you see where they are grids. Of course, I already added it. I'll just click grid and then modify. You see here where there is grid type. I'll just use a cross. I can use markers. I see the markers. Then I can use frame annotations. Thank you, Remy.
All right. Duncan is saying, what I am asking Jesse is, I want the grids not to surpass the map frame.
Okay. Frames and of note, you
just
can
come here to frame style and then check the frame style down here. No, you've gone up.
Yeah, I
is where
removed
there
the
is
frame
exterior and interior.
Yeah, because I was using exterior ticks, and he doesn't want them. I had removed the frame.
Ah.
Yeah. You know, okay, Remy.
Yes.
Most of these things, you know, people will, they play around with the software, eh? You know? Yeah.
Yes, so Duncan, my advice is you take your time because there are lots and lots of things that you can do to style your map. Yeah, and you could just maybe go through them and see what they can do for you. You could go through
Hello?
the whole items and yes.
Welcome. Thank you for the presentation. My question is, you are seeing the map of Jesse. The grids are surpassing the frame. They are even crossing the word showing and of. I want them to stop on the map frame of the North Star, not going beyond, because it's not looking good when it's like that.
So what you
I want them
do,
just stop on this middle framework.
what you do, there are various ways to do that. Eh? Me, I'm just going to add a background to that title thing. Eh? Just look at me at my screen. I'll just click here, and then I'll come down, and then I'll add a background. As soon as I add a background, yeah.
And maybe you can increase the title label to cover that part because I think it's disturbing his mind that your things are overflowing into the title.
Even this one, eh?
Even the labels are beyond it on the title.
So maybe you can use the title frame to cover to where Jesse, what I want to show is that yes, so if you go to the grid labels and remove the upper grids, maybe it would make more sense.
Yes, please. Let me get there, Remy. Let me get there soon. Let me get there. Grids.
Yes.
Modify grid and then.
So when you go to the labels. So coordinates, you remove either the top ones, remove the top ones. Disabled. So yeah, so you could remove the top ones or the side or the what to show which ones you want. Maybe and then you can cover your title bars with the thing because he doesn't want it to surpass. But Duncan, yes, you can do it on your map the way you want it.
Thank you so much.
All right. So
Remy, before
Vanessa,
we handle any other question, eh?
Yes.
I've forgotten one thing, how we export this. Let me handle that and then we handle questions. Eh?
All right.
So to export this map, I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to export it the way it is. Eh? You come to layout, export as image, or sometimes as PDF. So if you export as image, you click this. And then select where I want to save it. I'm working on my desktop, QGIS BootCamp. I'll call it map. And then you remember I have not used the whole what paper. I'll just select this crop to content. And then I say save. And then within a few seconds, it has actually created a map for me. Are you seeing this map? Oh, why is the map not coming? Remy. Yes, Remy. Yeah, so this is a map I've exported. Remy, I can't hear you anymore.
I'm here, Jesse.
Please take over. The questions.
Oh, the questions.
Let us continue.
Yeah. Okay, Vanessa was asking, I need more illustration on stroke style because when I increase the stroke width, all increases, unlike where the outer stroke increased and the inner did not.
What is the meaning of that?
Vanessa, were you meaning in the grid?
Maybe she can speak up and then we help her out.
Yes. Vanessa, if you can unmute and ask your questions well, so we can help you.
Hello, I mean
yes.
The stroke with it, like when you're changing the sizes, like it's not part of the grid thing, like from the start, like when you're increasing the width, let me say, I mean the strokes in symbology, the stroke styles, the stroke with it in under symbology.
Oh, the other side.
Okay, a moment.
Yeah.
So let me use this scenario to illustrate it. Properties, and then simple symbol, and then, so Vanessa, let us start from here. Yes, Vanessa.
Yes, Vanessa, you were saying the stroke width?
Yes, so when you go, okay, simple line. Okay, right, I clicked districts and then I went to simple, only that I can't see it on his. So when I was increasing the stroke, we did like all these, like I see his outer boundary for his map, like that it's, I think his outer,
yes,
it's a bit thick than these inner districts, like they are not thick. So how did he do it? Because when I increase the width, all of them like increase both the outer and then those inner boundaries of the district.
Okay.
Should I answer that, Remy?
Yes.
So these are files. We have a shape file for style, and then a shape file for the districts. I hope I've answered that. Eh? Yeah, so you apply the customization differently.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So Daniel's asking, when adding the grids, is it a must to select the most out frame?
Pardon?
When adding the grids, is it a must to select the most out frame?
When we are adding the grids, is it a must to select the what?
The most out frame, like that most out frame, the out, if I can use the outest frame.
Oh, let me see if you can add grids to the inner one. No, you cannot actually. Remember, we are adding grids to our map layout, not these others. These are the frames we have just created by ourselves. Eh? You are adding the grid to the map layout, which is the outermost frame. Yes, please.
Yes, maybe to add on that is that the importance of the grids is to help us maybe the next time, if this was a paper map and someone scanned it, is to help us to georeference. Georeferencing means to relocate it. If I just added that scanned map into GIS, it would just be a random map somewhere on that screen. It will not have the location of the area. So if I want to connect that map to the exact area that I'm working on, say if it's Ginger and I scanned a map that was created and I wanted to be in the same exact location as Ginger, I'll use those grids with those grid labels. Those are coordinates, the coordinates of that location where the crosses meet, where the lines meet. So the grid is particularly for the map, not for any other symbol. So could help you in maybe locating the system, the reference system you use, using the coordinates, or to georeference your map in case it was a paper map, because we export them to be printed. Okay, so this saying, can that frame for the grids be resized to bring it below the title? Yes, it can be resized. You just have to pull down the frame for the map. You can take out the frame for the title. So map making is not like you should do what Jesse is doing. Jesse is showing you how you can do it. His map may not be the best. You can create a better map than his. It's all about the aesthetics of the map, the beauty that you can bring to the map. You may not use his colors. Maybe you find his colors dull. Maybe you find his layout not interesting. It's a skill that you have to develop in yourself. So if you feel like Jesse's grids are overflowing and they're not nice, then you can change it. You can just bring down yours, make it beautiful, and just to make the eyes happy. And as long as you're informing someone that these are schools and they get the point and they appreciate your map, it's looking nice, then that's the way to go. It's not like you should do what exactly Jesse is doing. Well, I think Jesse, the guys don't like the way your frame is overflowing in the title, so maybe you should do something about it.
No, Remy, so that is their homework. So that is their homework. You know, me, I've showed you anything you can do. So it's up to you to go back home, sit down, and then play around with the data you have and make, remember, like I said, this is a skill. The more you play around, the more you will learn. Of course, and as when it comes to colors, we all can't agree. There is what you want, there is what I want. And when it comes to designing and art, so that's why different map producers or cartographers come out with different maps, but representing the same thing. So this is a very poor map, but please go back home and improve it. If you don't improve this map, you will never learn. But if you improve it, you would have learned something.
Okay, so I think very many guys had questions about the grids. So yeah, you can work on yours, and maybe if you find it interesting that you can share your map, maybe you can send us an email and then attach your map so you can have a look at it, or maybe you can even have corrections on your map.
Either we can
That would
even
be very
display
nice.
it here tomorrow. Remy.
Yeah, we can
We
also
can even display the best map tomorrow before our boot camp,
Yes.
We can even do a challenge. By the way, you have the data. Why can't we do a challenge?
Yep.
So you can initiate this challenge, Remy, and then how it will go.
Well, for the start, we can if you create your map, you can share it with us on email or on WhatsApp, and then we can maybe get the best 5 maps, the most interesting 5 maps, and then we can display them here so that others can learn from us. We learn from each other. I may also have something to learn from your map. Yeah, so Sharif is saying that, can I effectively work on QGIS with my phone, and which QGIS can I install on my phone?
Remy.
Yes.
That one you can answer, please.
Yes, I was just reading it loud for other guys. Well, Sharif, QGIS is is a computer-based software that you install on Windows or Linux or any other operating system on your PC. There is no version that you can use on your phone because well, it's best working on the PC. David, your hand is up. Sorry, I didn't see that. Yes, David.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
Mine is with an already existing layout, for example, templates. that is already existing, and I want to use that. I don't want to create another. How do I import it? Or it has no function of that nature.
Jesse.
Yes, Remy.
David is asking. David, could you echo your question?
I've gotten the question, but let me answer him this way. Well, I've not seen a template, but rather I can create this. You see this when I save it as a layout? No, there's not. I've not seen a template. I've not seen a template. Rather, I can copy this design and transfer it to my other map. The challenge will be if you want to use this map, this very design in Luero, you may have to change a few parameters here and there because Luero is not situated in this geographical region. So it may not work as a perfect template. Though I can't say they are templates, though I can't say they are not templates. As far as I'm concerned, I've not worked with templates.
Well, Jesse, maybe I can also teach you this one. David, yeah, you could use a template for your map making. You could use a normal layout or a template. Jesse, could you go to your project?
Project?
Yes. Project, and then go to layout manager.
This one, yes?
Yes.
I select this?
Yes. So if you have a template that was already pre-made, or you make maps that are related, you have the same, you want them to be laid out the same way, like your legend is here, your title is there, your what is there. You can just import your template to there. You can just drag and drop it there, so it can load. Yeah. Optimally, if you don't have a template and you've created one and you want to use it over and over again without creating more, every time you create another map, you create another map. Jesse, could you go to your map view?
My map view? My map view?
Yes.
A moment. It's here, Remy.
Yes. So go to layout. And then I think there's something like save as template.
It's here, Remy.
Yeah, so if you feel that this is the best layout that you want to use ever and ever and ever and ever, you can just save it as a template. So next time you want to create a map, you just import it and then change your layers this side, and you rest assured that your legend will be there, the scale will be there, the map, you just only change the labels and maybe update your legend and stuff like that. David, I hope that answers your question.
Very perfectly. Thank you very much.
All right. Mehdi, thank you. Jesse, please, in the resources shared, can you include these steps? I got lost on the way and we'll try to do it afresh tomorrow morning. So Mehdi, we are going to share the recording of this session, and you'll be able to follow step by step as you're doing your work tomorrow. So we shall share the email tomorrow with the recording and the resources and the map data that Jesse has used. Oh, engineer said some versions have some saved templates. So yeah. Oh yeah, Duncan, Solomon is okay. He just stepped out to run an errand, but it's all fine. He's going to be with us later on. So Jesse, back to you.
Remy, so unless otherwise, we said from 7 to 7:30 we shall be answering any question. The session is so far done, and I'm very happy. At least people now can go on and make their beautiful maps. Don't forget the concepts we covered before in our PPT, you know, always have them in mind and then look for others. We've not covered all, but as far as today's bootcamp day 2, we are very happy we have shared this with you, and please keep practicing. Don't stop. Don't sit home. Move on and on. Remy, I welcome questions.
Okay, so we have a post session that if you feel you have any more questions for us, you could stay behind for like 30 minutes. If you are good to go, then well, thank you so much for attending this session, and we hope to see you tomorrow in a more interesting session.
I know,
Yeah.
man. I know.
Yes, so it's getting better and better. Someone is saying you talked about inset map. So Duncan, yes, we've started our post session. So if you have any questions, we can answer them. If you feel like you're good to go, then see you tomorrow.
Okay, man. Thank you
Yes,
so much for the question, yeah, and Jesse. My question is still one. Can you help us and class how to insert map in the map, like using the boundary districts for the boundary districts, then insert the one for West Nile. That's on the top left hand corner. Thank you.
Jesse.
Yes, Remy. I didn't get his question. What did he say?
Help us and try us how to use the insert map. Using the insert. Like initially your map, you showed us like in the PowerPoint, it had the whole map, then then downwards it had an insert, like showing, let's say the districts in Uganda, then also keeping out the one for, let's say, West Nile.
Oh, Neda, we didn't make an inset map. Rather, I also had the other shape files for Uganda. We have not an inset. Just bring the shape file for Uganda in, and then you see what it was. Remember, this is Uganda districts. Then open, then add, then zoom to Uganda. Something like this.
Yes, then create its insert, then and show it how you can put it on the map view. The insert of this one.
Oh, well, I'm going to give you a hint, but I'll tell you to go and research it.
It's okay, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So what you do first is let me just remove this. Let me remove this, and then I zoom to West Nile districts. So let me refresh this. Yeah, make sure you look, make sure you look here. And untick, when you untick, and then you see that district thing,
Yes.
You see that district thing. Let me get back here. Then you can add, you see this map?
Yes.
Of course, you have to make sure the other one where it's now fine to be a map. And then you can draw it somewhere. It will come, but you have to make sure you formatted it very well to be represented as a map.
Yes.
So that is your assignment. I hope you've seen the steps.
I have, thank you.
Yeah, of course, it takes some time. Yeah, thank you. Remy, are we still together?
Yes.
Yes, please.
The inside map is done.
Yeah.
Joel is asking that when do you clip and when do you select features to export? What comes first?
Both of them can be used to do the same thing. It depends on what you want. I just showed you how to clip to show you that you can clip, and then I showed you can select. For example, it is hard to select all the schools in West Nile by just a click of a button or by clicking. There you just have to clip. But rather, if you know this is Kampala and you just want to export it, you can just click it, and then export it as a shapefile.
Okay. I hope that was clear. Oh, and additionally, on what Jesse said, if you're going to clip, you must have a clip layer. For example, if you want to clip schools in Kampala from the schools in Uganda, you must have a Kampala layer that you're going to use to clip. Otherwise, if you don't have a Kampala layer and you want to clip, you may not have a clip feature. Rather, you have to select all the schools in Kampala using an expression like the way Jesse illustrated. Then you select them and then you export the selected ones. I second Mr. Pio. Could you hint more about clipping and exporting? Oh, okay. I hope that is clear now.
Yeah, Remy, we have cleared it. Maybe but I think we cleared it. Yeah.
Yes. It looks like we've exhausted the questions for now.
Hey, down.
When I want my text to appear behind the map. David's hand is up.
Let us first handle this one, but this question I've not understood when my text to appear behind the map. I've not understood.
Maybe you could tell us what you mean. Can unmute.
Look, what I meant, like you have your text, but they appear to be like a background. They're looking like a background in the map. You get my question?
You have text that you want them
For example,
to look in
I
the
want
background.
when like Arua, but I want it to appear in the background of the map, not in front of the map. But you can see it, but it's in a background. I don't know whether it's making sense, but
someone just commented like a watermark. So you've added a label to your map, right? And then it's on top, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jesse, could you add something like that to your map?
Let me see if I can work with it. Let me see West Nile property.
I think he added it in the layout like a label.
He wants to see where I got this white thing, eh?
No.
No, not really.
In the you could you please go to your map view?
My map view?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think he added a label in here in the map saying Arua.
Yeah.
Like a label here, like
yes,
this, Arua.
Yes.
Let me just try to like Arua like this. Let me just format it. Give me a few minutes. There we go. And then let me bold it. Let me make it 70. Like this, eh?
So he wants it to appear in the background like a watermark or something.
course it can, but I'm just exhausted, really. That is the truth. What you have to do, remember Arua is here. You have to drop it below all these, and then you have to make sure that this map is transparent enough. And then you do that from this side of properties, that is where you can play with the transparency from here. Moment. Where is the transparency thing? I can't see it. Yeah, opacity. Are you seeing this opacity? Are you seeing that opacity?
Yeah, I can see.
But I'm not so sure. Okay, like as I told you, we explore one thing at a time. Moment. But it is shouting. But you can make it better and better. But you saw how I did it. Thank you. You can make it better.
Yes, David, you have your hand up.
Well, I don't know if this is the right stage, but about the web map, because now we've seen about this, the printed map, is there a way you can also make that one a web map, or it is at a later stage?
It depends on what you want. By the time you come to the map view, you're sure that you want to create a static map. But if you want to create a web map, then you don't have to come to the map view. You choose how you want to do the web map. You can maybe create a link for it and maybe put it in a website that maybe you want. If you have a website and you want your map to show there, or you can use any other software that does interactive maps. Yeah, so you can get your layers from here and then import them in any other software that does interactive maps.
Well, so will you take us through it, or it is at a later stage?
Well, what I can suggest, Remy, let him go and look at that QGIS Web plugin. There's a plugin called QGIS Web. Of course, there are many plugins that can help you, but me, I personally am suggesting that you look at the QGIS Web plugin. It is very simple to use and launch. Maybe, Frame, you can recommend another plugin. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that is easier because it's a plugin in QGIS. But
what did you call it?
QGIS Web.
Okay.
There are many other softwares that you can use to display your data in a more interactive way rather than static maps. So there is one called UMap. So if you go to the website of UMap, you can be able to it's like a GIS software itself. You can import layers, make them interactive the way you want. So it's more than just creating static maps.
Remy, we have a hand from Kakoza. Did we take it?
Yes, Kakoza is David.
Okay, thank you. How did you include the coordinate system on the map layout? You will just include the text and then type the coordinate system there. You just include the text like the way we included Arua, but make sure that the one for the coordinate system is small and it doesn't shout. It's like metadata.
Okay. So it looks like we have 8 minutes to the end of this session. So
how many people are we having left? Oh, we still have quite a number.
We have 22.
Wow, that's good.
Yes, engineer, you have your hand up.
Oh, well, I wanted to know, for example, we have West Nile schools in point form, but I want to get or to extract its exact location, XY, like its coordinates. Can I get it from, or can I extract it and then also, I don't know if that's making sense or it's in incoming lecture, I don't know.
Well, I can demonstrate that straight away. You can look at the attribute table. It has a latitude and longitude value, but sometimes it doesn't. So I think this latitude, longitude.
Yeah, I see.
But sometimes you may find that it doesn't.
Yeah,
So
suppose the attribute table doesn't have it.
I'm going to create one for you to show you. You see here where there is open field calculator.
Yeah, I see.
Click there. And then let me say sample. Sample listing. But remember, you should be aware of the coordinate system of the layer. If it is in a WGS 84 format, then you'll be working with latitudes and longitudes.
Yeah.
If it is rather projected, then you'll be working with eastings, X and Y. You should always have that in mind. So I'll create a decimal number for the output field type. Precision is just the precision, the normal precision. And then I'll go here to geometry. You see geometry? Yes, please.
Yeah.
Then you click this. There is this $sign and X. I'm going to show it to you. You see this $sign and X?
Yeah, I see.
Just click it. It means the individual X value of each what? Of each object. Yes, please.
Yes.
I can't get you. And then alternatively, you can include the dy, but let me use the x. You just say okay. And then yeah. Are you seeing this sample easting? Let me just get there. Are you seeing this?
Yeah.
Thank you. So you can also do for nothing. Why?
Cool, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So it looks like we have exhausted the questions for now.
Can I ask like one more?
Okay. Yes, you can go.
Sorry. If like still on point, if I want to move one point to another place, maybe. Or can I move a certain point? If it's a point, can I move it to another place?
Okay, so if you want to edit your points, Jesse, could you go to your map and then I can illustrate to him?
But where are we moving our schools, by the way? Are you sure they have moved?
No, just in case he has created his own data and he wants to move a point.
To emphasize that. Yeah. So I turn on editing.
So, yes, turn on editing. And then there's that symbol near. Turn on editing, then that symbol, vertex 2. Yes, that one, vertex 2. Yes, that one for vertex 2. You click on it. And then select the one you want to move. And then you can move it.
Okay.
Like that.
But don't move our schools.
No. Thank you. You have answered. Now, before you go, now suppose I'm getting another school, but it wasn't included in the data set. So I want to include it in the data set using X and Y, but I don't want to, I want to do it manually right there. can edit.
Okay, so do you remember yesterday's session?
I'm sorry, yesterday I wasn't around. I just joined today.
Okay. So still on editing, you can add. You can just add right there. Just see where you see that tool near the one with the vertex tool, the one with the 3 dots. Yeah.
Pardon, Remy.
You go back to editing mode. Then that
This one?
tool, yes, right there. Add point features, and then you can edit wherever you want, and then give it attributes. All the attributes that were in the schools, you may or may not have them. So you add them there. So that
We
that
can
point will
add
be
there the
added.
coordinates.
Yes.
You can add there
Once you
a
put,
number of things. Like
yes.
here, you see, latitude, longitude, whatever, X, you know?
So when I add their coordinates, it will be plotted right there.
Exactly.
By the virtue that you've added them there in a coordinate system, because that layer has a coordinate system. So by virtue that you're editing the layer, it's already having a coordinate on it. It's spatially referenced.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Duncan is saying, kindly don't forget to show us how to add the CSV and joining the points in the next sessions and their conversion to shapefile. Okay, we shall not forget that, Duncan. And if we forget, then you can remind us. We shall be appreciative when you remind us. Okay, so we've come to the end of this session. Thank you guys for attending. Thank you so much. I hope we have at least answered each and everyone's question. And yeah, I think this session is better than yesterday's because we had an extra time to answer the questions. Okay, so see you guys tomorrow.
Bye-bye, Remy. See you tomorrow.
All right. Thank you guys. See you tomorrow.